Welcome to Yoga in my living room here in Sinagaska, California, in Mexico. If you're just joining us from the moon, we are in the quarantine of quarantines. So now it's the moment to learn yoga at home. And everybody's teaching yoga. Everybody's a yoga teacher, which is cool. So the big existential question becomes, how am I going to share what I got to share in a way that interests people? So I have a really good friend, her name is Carol, and she's totally inspiring. She's the reason why I'm doing these videos. And so the goal is to do three things in order to get to the point of yoga as something that's accessible for everybody. In the basic definition, yoga is the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. So it's not about the crazy postures. It's not about being really flexible. It's about getting to a spot where you feel good, where you feel like all of the stuff that goes running around in the hamster wheel of your head stops. And you just get a moment to just be. And as we're learning nowadays, that can be something that's super difficult because culturally we're used to running here, running there, doing this, doing that. And there's something almost seen as lacking in us if we take a moment to do being, just being. So yoga, as a cessation of the fluctuations of the mind, is getting to a place where just being is perfect. It's all you need. And so I come from a background in Ashtanga. I practice Ashtanga method every day. But Ashtanga is not for everybody. But what it has to teach is. And what it has to teach is the importance of your breathing. And how, like my teacher Shailendra Sharma says, your breath is your friend. And if you can make your breath your best friend, then you've got a best friend for life. So how do you go about doing it? Well, if you're not going to go to India to learn from him, and you're just going to listen to these videos of the word grow in Mexico, then what you're going to do is you're going to follow this program that I'm setting up. So in this flowchart, what we have, autonomy, let your breath lead you, and then at the bottom I put moving inwards, and all of this leads to yoga as the cessation of the modifications of the mind. So what you're going to see eventually, as I add through the videos, is a section of movements, where I'm going to try to make it so there are movements that are accessible for everybody. So modified sun salutations, modified standing series, modified movements that I take from Pilates or from dance teachers that I've learned so much from in the past, from all people in my life that have shared all sorts of amazing things, to create little movement sequences that then you get a chance to just watch. I'm not going to talk when I do them. You just watch and you learn. Some people are visual learners. I'm a visual learner. And I notice even now when I watch other people do practices on Instagram or on the internet, how amazing it is to see somebody do something beautifully, because the mirror neurons inside of you then feel like they can do it too. So not that what I do is perfect, or not that what you're going to do is going to be the same thing that I'm doing, but what you do when you watch is you feel like you're inside somebody else's body. And then what you learn from that, from visualizing, it's like when Olympic athletes visualize the crazy routines they're going to do. It's the visualization that creates the neural pathways inside of you that make it so that your body believes that what you're wanting to do is possible. So you watch the movement sequences, you try them out. If there's something that you know your body is not going to like, modify it. Use the intelligence of your being, the knowledge of what you have in your body right at this very moment, and work with it. Because every day is different. And so that's the movement sequence part. That'll be the first videos where there are going to be movement sequences. Then there's going to be videos where I'm going to do sort of mini tutorials about things that you could think of when you're doing a practice on your own of one of the movement sequences. For instance, I want to do a tutorial on focusing upon how your breath moves through particular sections of your spine for every posture. And I know that sounds like nothing, but when you're practicing on your own, really on your own, nobody watching you, you're not thinking about other people watching you, you're not wondering what's going to come next because you know what's going to come next. You can really go into this really subtle realm of your embodiment where you connect with how you're breathing and how that connects with your movement. And then you can feel like, oh wow, when I'm breathing, I can feel how my breath changes how my spine is connecting my head to my shoulders. And just doing that for a practice changes how you feel for the rest of the day. So we have the movement sequences, we have the little mini tutorials about weird concepts I'm going to share with you. And then we have the section that I want to do called moving inwards. And so I'm not a pranayama teacher. I go to India to hang out with Shailendra Sharma to learn Kriya Yoga, which is a pranayama practice. It's the best. So I don't have a big repertoire of pranayama practices I can share, but what I have is sort of like years of learning what it is to take a really good breath. And not that every breath I take is amazing, but what I have learned is powerful enough to convince me that it's changing things in my life. I see it changing things. I see it changing to really, really cemented habits in me, really, really allowing me to transform. So I know that sounds like magic hippy dippy, but really it's a method. And so in the third section of moving inwards, I want to try to take elements of what I've learned from a breathing practice and place it in a way of little sorts of meditative practices where you're going to connect with different elements of breathing to have it become something that's like your best friend. So that, in a nutshell, it's what's going to go on here in this living room. So if you've happened upon this out of the millions of yoga tutorials on YouTube, welcome. Hope you stay. Hope to see you around.